To get that assembly back on the fridge, we loosened up the screw here and here so we were able to spread the leg or the foot out. Then we could slide the control unit up under the pipes here. And remember, we had to adapt over here so that would be held in place. And remember the thing here, it this slides up, and then this here, you have to slot that. And so anyway, we got that wrapped up, and then over on this side here, we just put a new hole in the cooling unit frame and attached it. Okay, so here is what we have going so far. We're putting the circuit board, motherboard, control panel back on here. And so what we have had to do is the mount bracket they supply you is a little different, and the hole is in a different spot here. So I had to this side of the round, you can just see right down through here where I had to take my snips and cut about a 1/4 of an inch away. You see how there's gap on this side. I had to push that forward to get the flame centered under the tube. Okay, so I think you can see the flames coming out of there. Stupid thing won't focus. So if I didn't center that, then the flame would have been on this side here, not fully going up the tube. So now the flame is going up the tube completely. So I had to re-drill this hole over a little bit, 1/4 of an inch. And then also this bracket here is different than the one that came with the original unit, so I had to take the copper tube for the thermocouple. You see the thermocouple there in brass down below there, and I cleaned it off, got all the gunk off of it. The damage, you can see the yellow powder. I guess, I presume that's the ammonia. Is on the burner there. You see the burner right here, and the thermocouple. See the slots on the burner and the thermocouple above it. So, well, crapola. So the thermocouple tube used to go out and under the valve and then over here. Couldn't happen after the trip, it has to happen before the trip. All right. So, yeah, you can see. So yeah, I'm gonna go and search the internet, see if I can find out some more information about how to handle this, and then go from there. Now it is going over, so I'm going to have to adapt this cover here to, well, actually, maybe not. I'll have to see when I get it. I don't know if this is the cover or not. Okay, yeah, maybe that's the cover for it. Okay, so yes, I will dink around with that later, but that is the cover, and there's more to it than that, so I'm going to put that back over here for now. Then, okay, so we had to re-drill this hole here to get the flame centered on the tube. Then we had to reposition the thermocouple and the igniter wires. And then you see here there's the I guess the jet or orifice for the propane, and that shoots into the tube there, and it flames out there. Okay. So now I need to plug in the new electric heater, and that's going to be pretty simple. It's just these here two plugs, which need just a little more pulling power than my fingertips have. So I'll grab that and that. Okay, so we won't need those anymore, and it doesn't stipulate whether it is a positive or a negative. It just doesn't matter which terminal you plug which into. So that's what I will do, is plug one of these here and the other one there. Okay, get on there. Stupid thing. There. Okay, so we have those two are connected. Then we have to connect these here, and these are pretty much self-explanatory. There's a plug there, and there's the other plug here. Which side does this go on? Oh, actually, I guess this one is just going to go there. And this plug is going to go here. Okay, so these wires are the control panel on the top of the fridge. These two are the thermostat, and this wire here, I believe, is the heating element for moisture control in the fridge. Okay, so that takes care of all this. We are all plugged back in together. The fuse, both fuses are good. Everything is nice and connected and routed properly. So now, and then this thing here grounds over there to that. So I have a couple of ground wires I need to connect in here yet. And then we will be ready to go. So then for the circuit board here, the frame for it, okay, so this is what they give you. There's a little slot here to slide this side of the circuit board in. However, it doesn't fit in there right off the bat. You have to cut it and cut a slot here so that it can slide up in there, because this is solid metal from here over. You need to open that up and make a channel. So that went in okay. Then over on this side, we had to cut this one up to make room for the screw head. And so let's see. Anyway, that's what we got going with the wire now. So there's 2 more screws that go into the base of the circuit board, and that will hold it in secure. So we're almost there. Okay. All right, let's continue on here. I'll put the camera away, and because I have to work both hands, and that's just the way it is. But I'll finish prepping this. I'm going to put the cover back on here, and then we will be ready to put the fridge in position. So that's going to be an exciting moment. All right, hang on for later developments in this exciting video. Okay, so we are putting things back together here, and yeah, there are things that were never routed correctly. This here, thermocouple, it used to be routed, it came out and down and around that. Well, okay, so here's the cover. Here is a side opening with a detent in there for a wire to pass through, and then the wire just kind of naturally goes right through there. So I've kind of figured that, yeah, it might have gotten a new fridge at some point, and whoever put it in did it goofy. So anyway, now the problem I'm running into is with some of this heat shielding. The new piping on the Amish unit is different than the piping on the original unit. This pipe here is sticking over farther than the old piping did. So what I had to do is some custom work on the heat shield here, or the shroud, or whatever it is, whatever they want to call it. So what I had to do is I had to trim this up because it was hitting on that pipe down there. Okay, so then I had to cut this slot in here so that the heat shield would slide all the way down. And the way that works is it goes on here like this. That piece goes under, this piece goes over. Okay, so there. That is the way that this is supposed to fit. So you see that it lines up with the hole in the cover underneath, so that's good, and this lines up with the chimney. Okay, so we have resolved a couple of issues, but yeah, so if you are going to change this thing, you have to be somewhat mechanically inclined, because things are going to be different. And yeah, I am just hoping that everything is going to work out just fine for me. I haven't put this cover back on yet, but I decided to show you what I have going on here. So yeah, you have to relocate this valve here a little bit to help with the alignment. You have to cut out the round in the burner unit to fit onto the pipe, re-drill a hole and put a new screw into that. And then I had to also do some work on this to get it to fit. Okay, so I think I have just about restored all the old parts now, and I am going to, oh, excuse me, I'm going to, what am I going to do? Continue putting this together. So I need a couple of more little sheet metal screws, and that will just about do it. And then I'll put the cover on. Then I'm going to stand the fridge up and put it in place. And that is the exciting moment. Okay, so hang on and let us continue forward. Okay, so I have everything is all in and ready to go. I've got my wiring is attached and held in position. This is tied down here, and it's going to be held here. I got all the sheet metal cover plates on here. So I think I have one more piece of sheet metal I need to find, and that will be it. Not sure what these numbers mean. Okay, so that ground, I had to drill a hole for that. I got these here wires are coming out through the slot they were supposed to. And all the circuit board is reconnected. All right, when you are reassembling this chimney vent stack for the burner on the fridge, you have to make sure that you get all these heat shields and cover plates back in position, and they can be kind of confusing. But so we have this one here, and then we've got that one there that goes underneath, and then we have the chimney has to come all the way down and sit on top of the burner unit. It has to seal in all those holes that are there for the flame, and make sure that that is enclosed so there's no chance of any kind of a flame getting out of there. Okay, so then there's a lot of stuff you're going to have to adapt because the fit is just different. The cover for the side here where the 120 volt heating element goes in had to be cut about 3/8 of an inch up so that it would fit in here. And then the mount bracket for the valve is different. Had to drill a hole for the ground, and then we also had to loosen the screws here to line things up and position them. We had to re-drill the hole here, and what else have we got? So anyway, take pictures of your unit before and during assembly, because that's what I did, and it will make your life go a lot better when you start putting things together and you're trying to figure out what the heck does this do. Okay, so now we have the chimney here is placed all the way down flat on top of this. It wanted to be up here higher, and so one of the things that happened here is this was not aligned with the hole here, this slot. So I aligned it and then I was able to slide the pipe down over the valve. Here's the baffle here, but I was able to slide the pipe down on that, and then we were able to get it to sit tight on top of the burner box down here. And then also we had to do this adaptation here for the 120 volt electric heating element. Okay, so then I've got things are wired, zip tied. All the wires are inside of a protective split loom and routed neatly down here. Here is the drain, and this will just kind of sit down there. Okay, so this is the last piece that has to go on, and it will fit in here like that. And there is the hole for it. Okay. So I gotta do that, and then I have to drill a hole here for the attachment up there, and that will be it. I will have everything all done and connected on here. So yeah, we had to do a little bit of special work to fit the mounting plate for the electronic control board and the valve and all that assembly. And to get that assembly back on the fridge, we loosened up the screw here and here, so we were able to spread the leg or the foot out. Then we could slide the control unit up under the pipes here. And remember, we had to adapt over here so that that would be held in place. And remember the thing here, it this slides up, and then this here, you have to slot that. And so anyway, we got that wrapped up, and then over on this side here, we just put a new hole in the cooling unit frame and attached it. Okay, so just kind of take a look at things. The igniter and thermocouple go up in here, and you can see the gap between the orifice for the propane and the hole for the burner up in there. And here is the propane valve. So that's the last connection we got to make. We got to just lift the fridge up, put her in, connect the propane, connect the 12 volts, and plug in the 120 volt right there. But we're going to let the fridge sit for about 6 hours while all the fluids inside of it settle back down into the tank and do what they're going to do. And that'll do it. Okay, so the next video is going to be just kind of finishing installing the fridge into its compartment here.